Nia, what's happening?
Oh, nothing much. Hello.
You were just saying you can trust me. So are you one of those friends that everybody goes and tells their
Yeah,
secrets to?
yes, yes. I hold a lot of secrets that I unfortunately cannot tell.
Do you ever slip up?
Usually not. Like I'm a pretty loyal friend. Like if someone tells me not to say anything, like and they really mean it, like I will not tell anyone. I don't know. I'm like I have to honor their code, like because I wouldn't want someone talking about me or spreading my business either. So
True, true,
very
true.
trustworthy person. You can
Well,
ask any of my friends too.
with me, I feel like you have to reiterate, do not tell anyone because I feel like when somebody tells you a secret, you are allowed to tell at least one person.
Well, it depends on what the secret is. Like if it's like a huge secret, then it's like okay, you can't really tell it. But like if it's just like some like random thing, they're like, oh, just don't tell anybody. Like I mean, you can tell your mom.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I'm best believe I am getting on my phone and telling my mama and be like, "Ooh, look what I found out."
Yeah, there's
Especially,
something. There's some like if there's like tea, like drama that you're not in, that like someone didn't clarify that it was a secret. You're like, okay, mom, I have some tea for you.
and she'd be like pouring it up, got
Yep.
scones, raspberry
I'm
muffins. I
like
love that.
tea.
Yeah. Yo, I swear, gossiping with your parents is different when you're an adult.
Oh yeah.
It
Oh
hits
yeah.
different.
I
Nia, what's
love
happening?
gossiping with my mom. Oh my god. Oh, a life is happening. Doing a lot of stuff.
When you say life is happening, what are some of the things that are happening in your life that's like going on?
Okay, so basically, okay, so first things first, I am a full-time college student at UCLA.
Mhm.
So that takes over a lot of my time. So I'm busy doing that. And then I've been in the studio a lot working on new music, which has been really awesome. Getting to like find my sound and what I really want to create and making more mature music and stuff that's really true to me. It's been pretty awesome. It's been a good journey. And then on top of all of that, just trying to adult, and trying to like just get through, this pandemic because, it honestly has taken such a toll on me, especially like these past few months. It's just been really it's been a really interesting time, a lot of growth and a lot of changes, but it's been really good and I'm learning a lot.
It's really interesting because you said you were a full-time college student, and I'm over
Mhm.
here trying to juggle a full-time job, but you over there making music. I'm sure you got reports and essays and stuff like that that has to get done. You're working on music. You got the 8.2 million followers on TikTok. How in the world are you doing it all?
I I honestly couldn't tell you. I think the only reason why I can get the stuff done that I do is because of my family, like especially my mom. Like she's the one who keeps my head on straight, who helps me whenever I need help with anything. She's the one keeping me going along with my other family members as well. They're the ones who really push me to be my best as well because I'm a perfectionist and like I want to do everything and sometimes you get burnt out or sometimes you feel like you're failing and you don't want to like I don't know. You just feel like you're not doing well, and they're there to remind
Like
me
you're
to
drowning.
back up with me. Pardon?
Like you're drowning.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes I feel like I'm drowning, but they're the ones who like remind me to like take deep breaths and take one thing at a time and keep going. So yeah, like my friends and family that they're the reason why I can do what I do because it is really challenging at times to balance all of that with school life, friends, regular life, work, music, doing auditions, getting my work done for these brands that come to me. There's a lot of stuff thrown at me, which I'm really grateful for, but it can get overwhelming sometimes. So it's really nice to have a really great support system, and that honestly is the reason why I'm not going crazy right now.
How often do you sleep?
Oh no, I sleep. I'm a napper though. I'm a napper. Like I usually won't get like a full 8 hours of sleep a night, so like I'll just nap throughout the day.
Me too. Everybody knows that I go down for my nap between 4 and 7 p.m. Don't call me. You're not
Oh
going to
my
get an
god.
answer because I am knocked out.
Oh my gosh, I love that. It's funny whenever my manager calls me and I told her I was like if I don't pick up your call, it's either I'm busy or I'm asleep. I was like I'm either napping or like I'm doing something. And usually I'm napping. And I text her, I'm like, sorry, I was taking a nap. I'll call you back right now. Like,
It's interesting because I feel like my schedule is all over the place, and I love people that respect that I just have to take a nap. Like my boss will be like, "Oh, I can't schedule a meeting that day because it's in the middle of your nap," and I'm like, "Absolutely, absolutely."
and it's in the middle of your nap. Wait, how do I get people to to do that for me too? I'm like, I'm gonna schedule these times. This is my nap time.
Don't answer.
True. You got a point.
Don't answer, and people will get the hint. Even if you are awake at that time, set your boundaries and just don't answer.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to do that, EJ. Also, by the way, my brother's name is EJ too.
Oh, really?
Pretty funny.
Are
Yeah.
we cousins?
I mean, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised.
Down the line. I want to know, how did you get started on TikTok?
How did I get started on TikTok? There was someone who was telling me to get started on TikTok. I think it was my friend Jake. A few years ago, because I was on Musical.ly before it became TikTok.
Right.
And I did stuff on Musical.ly a lot. I worked with them a ton. But after TikTok became a thing, my friend Jake was telling me how, the TikTok app is so funny and like I should get on it. I should start posting because it's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. So I started doing it just for fun at first. And it was hilarious. Like I loved it. It was just funny because it's just goofing off with my friends, like making random videos. So it was great. It was great. And it still is great. But and then it started becoming more of like, my job, which is pretty cool to be able to do TikTok as a job as well, including other things. But yeah, it's been really nice to be able to work with some of like the brands that have come to me to do TikToks. It's been really cool. I've been able to do some TikTok lives with some really cool opportunities, which is really awesome. And I've been able to meet so many people through TikTok as well, which has been really cool. Like getting to connect with different people, getting to connect with my audience more, getting to just do funny things that I wouldn't normally do on my other social media platforms, because I feel like TikTok gives me, sorry, that's my washing machine. But I feel like TikTok gives me that that freedom to kind of just like be myself and kind of do random things and have fun.
That's awesome. 8.2 million followers later.
Yeah. I can't believe it, honestly. Like I'll open up the app sometimes and I'm like, I'll see like the number go up and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, it's crazy. I mean, it's so cool that people are following me like that or excited to see my videos. It's really honestly cool. Like I never would have expected it, but I think my followers really respond well to my TikTok because I can just be myself and they get to see some of my personality through it as well, which has been really, really nice. So yeah.
Nia, that would frighten the hell out of me.
For people to know your personality?
Not even that, just 8.2 people like are not necessarily around, but following me at all times.
Yeah, well, I feel like I never really think about it like that, because if you think about that, that's scary. That is scary. It's like, oh my gosh, there's like nearly 10 million people watching me on an app. Like if I post anything, like but at the same time, I kind of have to put everything in perspective, and it's like everyone's just a human, and I try to remind my followers as well how that I am literally just a human and like I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to do anything stupid, but like to kind of give me some grace sometimes whenever they're like, oh well, you should do X, Y, and Z or da-da-da. I'm like, okay guys, relax, like it's not that serious, it's a TikTok.
I love that you like not necessarily check them a little bit, but you know what I mean, like you're like, hey,
yes, I try to,
because
because people get too invested sometimes and they forget that the internet is the internet, where it's like, okay, you don't know, you do not know this individual person. So it's when people like come at you for how you're living or your family or yourself or your personality, something personal to you, it can really hurt sometimes, especially like if there's like a large volume like coming at you for something. It can be really hurtful. Social media can be really hard on your mental health, and that's why it's so important to like take breaks when you need it, because obviously you can't control people. They're going to do whatever they want. There's always going to be a hater, but if you do your part and be like, hey, look, I'm just human, I never said like I was perfect, you did your job, and like people are always going to have something to say. And I have to remind my friends of this too sometimes, because they'll hold off on posting things, and they're like, but what if someone says X, Y, and Z, and what if, and it's nothing like bad either, like they're just like, but what if someone says like, they don't like my hair, what if they don't like my outfit? I'm like, I don't like, who cares? I'm like, if people have something to say, let them say it.
You're not living for them.
Yeah, you're not living for them. Like it, like so many other people are gonna like your video. We're not here to get validation from Joe Schmo, like.
Well, it seems like that you treat, or not necessarily treat, but you take like the comments well. You know, like how some people live and die by the comments. It doesn't seem like you are necessarily that person.
No, I'm not, because first of all, I don't really look at comments that much because of that reason, because they can get to you sometimes, and like usually they don't. But like there's sometimes will be that one comment I'm like, oh, that one hurt. That one hit my soul. And that's when I'm like, I'm not looking at the comments. But the thing about like this whole thing and why I don't like, I've been doing this for a long time, I've been in the public eye since I was like 9 years old. So
Right.
I'm used to criticism. I'm used to people criticizing me to my face. I'm used to just people in general, like on Twitter, on Instagram, like going, just saying mean things, sometimes cruel things in comments and stuff. And, I've just been through a lot. And at a certain point, you kind of get like used to it, and you just learn how to block it out, which isn't like a great thing. But like, again, you can't control other people, and you can only control like how you respond to things. So I just don't. If there's something that really compels me to respond to, I will. But also, like, usually if someone posts something rude or mean and you like comment back, they're like, OMG, I'm so excited you responded. And I'm like, they're just looking for attention. People are just looking for attention. And usually they wouldn't even say this stuff to your face. So.
Oh, absolutely. If they caught you walking down the street, they would never.
Exactly. They'd be asking for a picture.
So happy. Exactly.
So I'm like, taking everything with a grain of salt,
I love that. Tell me about this podcast, Adulting.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I have this podcast with my friend Tila Dunn, and it's called Adulting, and we talk about like everything, to relationships, to laundry, to college life, to growing up in the public eye. Like, we cover so many different topics about safety, things that we feel like young people should know growing up, and we want people to feel like we're kind of like their big sisters, and like we can talk about anything.
Right.
We try to keep it lighthearted, especially since there's so much going on in the world. We want people to have like an outlet and an escape. So we try to stay away from super serious topics sometimes, because it can be really detrimental to people's health when, on social media you see so many sad things. We try to keep it lighthearted. And we feel like, especially since both of us are Black, to have a Black space where we can just spread positivity and light, and have something fun for the Black girls out there and whoever watching as well. So it's been really fun, and I enjoy it, and I hope that it resonates with people.
I love that. What is one thing that I guess you learned as an adult that you had no idea as a child?
So many things. That's a really hard question though. I feel like there's been a lot, like, especially like living by myself, and just being in LA by yourself as well is completely different, because I live in LA by myself. Learning how to be on your own, and like being okay with being by yourself most of the time. I've had to like learn how to be okay by myself, and now like I personally love being by myself, and like I value my time by myself. I'll go out to eat by myself.
Me too.
Yeah, like I love it. Like, I value my time with myself. I don't have to talk to anyone. I can reflect on my thoughts. I can do whatever I want with my time. So that's something that I have learned, like, growing up, like, as a kid, because you don't really think about being by yourself as a kid. You're just like, oh yeah, I'm always gonna have people there. I'm like, well, you will, but like not like, in the same house as you, not in the same apartment as you. Like, you will have times where you're just gonna be by yourself, and you have to learn how to be by yourself.
You know what's interesting? I would tell people to learn how to become your own best friend.
Yes. That's a good one. I feel like my mom has said that to me, and like I really had to like learn how to do that, but I really am. Like I really am. Like people will text me and they're like, "Where are you right now?" I'm like, "I am going out by myself." They're like,
Right.
"What?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like I'm like, I love doing stuff by myself. I'm like, I'd go to Disney by myself if it didn't look weird. Like,
What's interesting is I remember asking one of my friends to come with me to like the fair or something like that, and he couldn't go. So he had texted me later on, and he's like, "Oh, what are you up to?" And I was like, "I'm at the fair." He's like, "You went by yourself?" And I'm like, "Yes,
yes, if
I
no
can
one's gonna
go
go
by
with me, I'm
myself."
gonna go by
Right.
myself.
Exactly. I only reason I wanted you to come is because, just to come and hang out, but I have no issue with just going by myself and hanging out. I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah. I feel the same way.
That's awesome. So, well, tell us, what are you working on next?
So like I said before, I'm working on some music right now, which I'm really
Okay.
excited about because it's been a long time since I've released something. It's been a couple of years. So that's honestly next on the horizon, releasing some music. And I have some other projects like in the works. And I mean everyone says this, but like yeah, I can't talk about them yet, but yeah.
I
Um
mean, can you not though? I'm kidding.
like what can you really did they say it was a secret? Um, but yeah, music is on the oh my god, music is on the horizon for right now. I've been in the studio a lot and have worked with some really awesome producers lately. So I'm really excited about it because the music has really grown up with me, and uh, it's a huge difference from the stuff that I used to put out, which is like teeny bopper kind of beats, kind of stuff. So to actually have stuff that will be good for young adults, for just people to listen to, it's just grown up with me and it feels very personal now. And I don't know, it resonates with me, so I hope that people enjoy it and that they like it as well.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.